basically the same community, and we went to the same high school. Tony was 3 years ahead of me in school, and was good friends with my sister and my brother-in-law.
Her sister was like in the class ahead of me, and yeah, we were friends. I think we both knew that each other existed, but you know, when you're like a senior and she's a freshman, it's like, you know,
I was a little kid compared to him.
Yeah, you know, when you're a freshman, you really don't think much of. If you're a senior, you don't think too much about the freshmen.
Like,
But I knew Diana, and I knew she had a younger sister because people would mention her.
We were on the track team at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we were also in band at the same time. He played saxophone and I played drums.
Yeah.
She was more the track person, though. She did track. I just did it my senior year because, you know, to do something. I played football and I wrestled, and I was a baseball player, but I broke my leg my freshman year, and it just goofed up my spring sports, and so I didn't do anything. But senior year I did track. But she was a 4-year track person and got a track scholarship at Bucknell University. Was offered.
She's
Anyway.
very athletic.
Yeah, she was.
Well, we both.
Different.
So we knew who each other was a little bit because of that, but we had the same, you know, he was friends with my sister.
Yeah.
So I went away to college, and my brother-in-law called and said, "Who's the best looking guy you can think of?" I was thinking about his friend, who I knew, you know, who he's trying to set me up with somebody. Who is it? And I said one name, and he said, "No, it's not that name." And I said, "Tony Manning." And he said, "Yes, you're right." And he said, "You come home and we'll have a double date. We'll play tennis." And I said, "No, if your friend is interested in me, he needs to call me. I'm not gonna be set up with."
I wanted Dave.
I'm not going to be set up with somebody. He needs to call me himself.
Shoot.
So I graduated. I came home, and my brother-in-law and Tony were coaches for my brother's baseball team. My brother was on the team, and my brother-in-law and Tony were coaches. And my parents said, "Stop by the ball field on your way home the day I graduated from college and pick up your brother." So I stopped. And there was Tony Manning on the pitcher's mound pitching to these little boys, Little League. And I thought, oh,
She likes
Tony Manning.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, he's a good-looking guy,
Yep.
and he's
used to be.
doing something.
Used to be. Lost that a long time ago.
He's doing something nice in the community for these kids.
Yeah.
He wasn't married. He was just a young single man.
Yeah.
And he was giving to his community, and I thought that was very attractive. Plus, he was very attractive.
Yeah. Physically attractive,
He
but
was.
also like.
He was a real cutie.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. That was
I think he's more attractive today than he was then.
that was about 80,000 miles ago.
So the rest of the story is I went to a baseball game for my brother, and actually I just went there to to watch him coach. And he approached me after a game, and he said, "I heard that your brother-in-law was trying to fix us up,
I'd been spanked.
and you didn't care for that.
Yeah.
And if we do anything, we need to do that on our own. So would you like to start tonight?"
Yeah, that took a lot of
That was
guts.
a move.
Yeah, you know,
It
saw
was
my
very-
opening.
It was very cute. I loved it. So, and we were married 6 months later. Very
Please don't try this at home. No, it's I guess it would be something, you know, special to have that work. That sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes people date for 2 years and think, okay, we got it, and they get married, and it doesn't work out. But you know, ours. We're here. We love each other. It's better now than it's ever been. We're in our 60s.
Yeah.
We just celebrated our 40th anniversary.
40 years anniversary. Wow.
Yeah, 40 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So, and it really is. It's better now, but it's not. I can say for my part, it's just a lot of growth. I can tell you, a 20-some-year-old man that I was, I probably wasn't. I didn't know how to be really, and thanks to her patience, she endured a lot of maturity on my part for a marriage. And I'm still not there, but as you get older, you just you learn to take things in a different way. It's good, and I'm really lucky. I have a wife that looks like this.
Yes.
So she's H.
Oh, stop it. Oh my
She's
God.
H.
I think one subscriber ever mentioned like mama looks like someone in her like 40s.
Oh golly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No. Well, yeah. It does. It dings my ego a lot now because she's been mistaken for my daughter.
Yeah.
I look like I've been drugged through a knothole 15 years ago.
Okay.
And yeah, some with her being my daughter is like,
Yeah.
okay.
잠깐 누꺄맨이 드디어 후원을 받았습니다. 아침에 제가 일어나서 하는 게 무엇일까요? VPN을 켜는 것이었습니다. 서프샤크 앱에서 이제 연결 버튼 하나만 누르면은 개인정보 암호화와 동시에 지역이 바뀌게 됩니다. 그래서 인터넷상에서 투명 망토를 입고 다니는 거와 똑같다고 보시면 되겠어요. 네, 두 번째로는요, 연결 버튼 하나로 다른 나라에 있는 넷플릭스 영상들을 볼 수 있게 됩니다. 그리고 미국인들이 사용하는 HBO, 디즈니 플러스 같은 플랫폼을 사용해서 이제 영상을 볼 수 있게 되는데요. 이거는 서버만 바꾸면 되기 때문에 굉장히 쉽게 쓸 수 있어요. 다른 서버를 접속한다고 그랬죠. 그래서 호텔 가격이나 비행기 티켓 가격을 비교해서 보다 저렴한 가격으로 구입할 수 있게 됩니다. 대단하지 않나요? 채널 구독자분들께는 특별 할인 코드 누꺄맨을 입력하시거나 설명란 그리고 고정 댓글에 링크를 클릭을 하시면은 83%의 할인과 24개월을 구독하시면은 3개월 추가 이용이 가능하다고 합니다. 또한 30일 이내에 무료 환불이 가능하다고 하니 부담 없이 편히 사용하시면 되겠습니다.
How's the first date? Like first date, do you remember? No, were you nervous?
It was good.
It was good.
Good.
Yeah. We ended up going to a restaurant called Plum.
Yeah, plums. Yes.
Remember? In
Plums.
Ithaca?
Yep. Plums.
We drank too much.
Well, of course, back then
Like
you
each other, so.
back then you could drink a lot and it didn't
We
affect
just
us much.
sat there and talked all night.
Yeah.
We just sat there and
Yeah.
talked all night.
Yeah.
And then we went home.
And
then we saw each other the next night.
Yeah, we like 6 months. I mean, we saw each other a lot. But the time that I reeled her in, she asked me if I liked to run. You know, 'cause she was a runner, you know, and I said, yeah, sure. And we'd go running, and I'd go running with her. I hated running.
I didn't know that though.
stand it.
I thought
I
he loved
told-
that. I thought, this is great. We can run together.
And we go out and run. I lied. You got to do what you got to do to get hurt. So I ran, you know, and anyway, so that kind of got the hook in. But I reeled her.
Yeah, after we were married, I said, just a few months, I said, I'm going to go for a run. You want to go? And he said, no, I hate
I never
running.
liked running.
I just did that to marry you.
I thought that was awful. I thought, what, you know, I mean, you got to do what you got to do in this world. But I reeled her in when I took her on an adventure because where we lived, it's very, well, the terrain, there's lots of, you know, hills. I wouldn't call them mountains. Yeah, there's a lot of verticality, with a lot of falls. There's falls and gorges and stuff. And I lived in a town called Montour Falls, Chiquagua Falls in Montour Falls, New York. Very beautiful. It's near Watkins Glen Gorge. Maybe the folks can look those up. Those are very beautiful places to go. The Finger Lakes area.
Yep.
So my life as a kid was really kind of scaling those you know, vertical woods.
Yeah.
But up at the top of Chiquagua Falls, which I don't know how many is it, a couple hundred feet.
That's
Chiquagua Falls,
very
big
tall.
and wide and tall. But up above that is the streams that feed it in a place called the Basin, and that's way up there. It's all rock. It's rock walls and basin. Well, I took her up above that, so that's like going to the moon. You know,
We hiked.
she loved it.
We just hiked and hiked
I mean,
all afternoon.
I mean, this is like topography that if you're going upwards, you got to grab the
gotta
tree
grab the tree and
ahead of
pull
you
yourself
and
up.
pull yourself up,
Yeah.
reach back down. You know, it's not you don't just walk up a
and
you know
the
a
stream is going really fast, and you're
Yeah.
going to get swept away unless
Yeah.
somebody grabs you.
Yeah,
It
and,
was
and
good.
sometimes you got to migrate onto the rock that's next to the waterfall stream going down. Like I say, it's very steep, and like so I did that. I was brought up doing that. She loved it.
Yeah, I did that kind of thing too.
Yeah.
But I thought, oh, a guy that wants to do this.
Yeah. The topography where she lived, it's a little different. I mean, up top of the basin it's dangerous. People would go diving into the basin and get hurt. They'd have to go to the hospital. But anyway, she loved it, and that got her. That got her.
We're all
She
got
told
all
me.
muddy. We came back to his house. I had to wear his clothes because I didn't have any, dry clothes. It was exciting and fun.
Yeah. Romantic.
It was so romantic.
Yeah, it's really
in that way.
Yeah, it was just great.
I didn't know. I'm telling you now. I didn't know at the time. We had a great time. I knew we had a great time. She would tell me later that was that.
Is that the day like you guys felt
I felt
we
like,
felt like
oh, I could have adventures with this guy.
Yeah. You're going as a couple. It kind of foreshadows what you go through in marriage, because in marriage you're going to go through risk and storms and difficulties, and you're going to climb mountains, and you're going to come close to the edge, and just challenges, and that's what that was. It much softer, obviously. We were having fun, What we did was dangerous.
It was really dangerous.
It was. We're not professional. Somebody can slip, and it would be over. But so it was a little bit. I'm not. Marriage, the challenges are different, but you go through something like that together. There's a bond there.
Yeah.
And of course, she's pretty. So that's.
So we dated for a few months. I remember thinking, I want to let him know that I'm interested in him. I don't really think I want to date anybody else. So
I remember when she told me that.
I called him and I met him. He left work and we just met for coffee. I said, do you get a coffee break?
He was manners, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was manners?
And he said, yeah, I could. And I said, you want to meet at the coffee shop? And we met. I was a little nervous to say it because I thought, oh, what am I getting myself? I don't know if I'm getting myself into something I shouldn't, but I just feel like I need to tell him. And I told him, I just want you to know I think I could care for you.
Yeah, that's exactly what I remember that.
Oh, wow.
That's exactly what you
Big
said.
statement.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
For you to say.
And we were young. I was 20.
Yeah.
He was 23. We were very young.
Yeah.
And then we were engaged, I think, by September or October, I think, something like that, right?
September. I think we were looking at rings in October.
October. I think we
Yeah,
got
is
engaged in
October?
October.
Dinner engagement was it Joe's? No, Chef Peking, Ithaca, New York. Everybody, Ithaca, New York. Teganic State Park. Look it up. Tremaine Falls. You can look at it. Beautiful place.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to
It was
Chef.
actually a
Chef
very,
Peking.
very nice Chinese restaurant. It was very fancy.
To our East Asian friends, that was back when they called it Peking.
Yeah, it was called Chef Peking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It was a nice restaurant.
And I didn't know this, but before we went out for dinner, I had gone someplace during the day. He called my family and he gathered everybody together and he asked for permission for my whole family to ask for my hand.
That's like I have a son-in-law. He went much further. He did a plane flight halfway around the world to come and get together with us, just really to ask. But he did. He checked that box. But it was to get to know each other. So I much appreciate that from my son-in-law. Just from what you just heard, it's a tradition.
Yeah.
That we men and his family do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he asked me to marry him, and I said yes there in the restaurant. And the woman who was waiting on the table was a little upset with us because we had egg rolls. He proposed to me after we received the egg rolls, and I hadn't eaten anything yet. And she came out and kind of scolded us because we hadn't eaten her. He said, he was asking me to marry him. But forget about the egg rolls.
I guess I don't remember that.
I remember that.
This is big boom.
And they knew because just the manner that the restaurant knew that I was proposing there. So I don't know, but we got married in a snowstorm.
We did.
And
Bad ice storm.
January 30th, and flew to the Bahamas for honeymoon and got burned to a crisp.
He was so red. He was laying in the bed like this. Said, don't touch me. It was just a mess. Oh my word!
I mean, when I was young, I had a painting job. I was in college. I went to Syracuse University.
Yeah.
Very, very storied football program and basketball program. But in the summers, I'd paint and I'd take my shirt off. I was out in the sun, all day long, and I'd tan, no problem. I just didn't know this was in New York State. Well, I didn't know you fly, I don't know, 1,000 miles into the Caribbean. That sun's different.
Yeah.
So I thought, no problem, I'm good. Oh man, I got burned up like a lobster.
And then peeled.
Oh,
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, so 40 years, we had our lovely children, and we're blessed with sons-in-law and
Grandson.
beautiful grandsons, and here we are 40 years, and hopefully many more, God willing.